Hi everyone, Angie here, and we are back to our Monday nights at 6:30 yoga classes streaming here on the Neva Lomason Library page. The hope is that once the library opens back up for classes and sort of group activities, then we can do this class in person again. Hopefully that's soon. You might notice I am in a different place coming to you. This is my new yoga room and it's not quite finished, but I'm excited to be able to use it for the first time tonight. We have a little heater out here keeping everything nice and cozy, but we still have work to do. We have to paint, we have to put the floor down, we have to do a lot of things, but there's progress being made and I'm excited to have it. So we're going to do a pretty basic session tonight. We don't necessarily require any props for tonight's session, but you can always use them if they help you, obviously. We will be on the hands and knees and then on one knee for quite a bit of our practice tonight. So if you need a little extra cushion to go under the knees, grab a pillow, grab a blanket, whatever will help there. So, hands at the heart. We'll get started. Namaste. And so find a comfortable child's pose is what we're going to start out in Balasana. And so as always, you might have the knees hip width apart or a little wider. That is up to you. And then if you do have the knees wide, you'll probably have to stack the head on the hands or stack fists for the forehead, just to give yourself a little bit of support there. And then just allow the sits bones to reach back toward the heels. For some of us, our hips might be up a bit higher, and that's okay. We just keep, this sort of slight pushing back motion to help ease those sits bones back. And this is a good pose to get grounded in, really feeling all the different parts of the physical body that are making contact with the ground, and parts of the body just making contact with another part of the body, like the abdomen with the thighs. And just allowing your mind to shift gears, to slow down. Maybe set an intention for your practice if that comes up for you. Breathing here. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, the hips, everywhere you can. 3 more breaths. One more breath. And then slowly start to bring yourself out of child's pose onto the hands and knees here. So heels of the hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. So if you took the knees out wide for that child's pose, bring them back in so that they're hip width apart. Instead, we're just going to do some pulses here. We're actually going to do our first little vinyasa. It's going to be very gentle flow. So we start with dog tilt and cat tilt. Inhale into your dog tilt, into that cow pose. Exhale, cat tilt. I'm going to do it 2 more times. Inhale, cow pose, and then exhale, cat. 1 more time. Inhale, and exhale. Grounding as you come into cat pose. pose, and then press on back into child's pose, keeping the knee hip width apart. Let the head rest somehow. Take 2 more breaths. Slide your hands to the knees, level with the knees. Tuck the chin and roll all the way up to standing knees. All right, so knees are still hip width apart. Lift the camera up a little bit so I don't get cut off. And then from here, hands come right here into the small of the back. Knees stay hip width apart. We're going to press the hips forward and just reach the chest up towards the sky, looking upward as we do this. Inhale. And then exhale, pausing here. On the next in-breath, come back upright. Reach the arms up above your head. Inhale. And then as you exhale, start bringing the hands down the midline of the body, coming back into your child's pose. From there, we're going to repeat. Inhale, hands and knees straight into that dog tilt. The cow pose. Exhale, cat. We're just doing 2 more of these Chakravarkasana pulses. Inhale, dog tilt. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, cat. From here, press back into that child's pose and rest. Let the head rest on the ground, or you could stack the hands or stack your fists, whichever. One more breath here. Have the hands knee level. Roll your way up. 2 standing knees. Roll the shoulders open. Hands come to the small of the back. Press your hips forward and come into that sort of beginner camel pose, Ustrasana. Inhale, back to center. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come back down to the chest. We come back into that child's pose here, Balasana. 2 more breaths. Slide the hands knee level. Press yourself up, rolling upright. Roll the shoulders open. Hands come to the low back. And then we press those hips forward into that cat tilt, into Ustrasana. 1 more breath here. Inhale, bringing that pelvic bowl back to a neutral position, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands and hips come down. And then we'll take a seat. So coming into a cross-legged positioning as you have a seat here. Let's start with the right leg in front so that we're all on the same page. So sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take the right hand out to the side. Inhale. And as we exhale, tuck the chin toward the chest. Sitting upright, inhale, roll your head towards your left side. Keep reaching out through that right arm, and then exhale, chin comes back towards your chest. 2 more pulses like that. Inhale, rolling the head towards that left side. Exhale, back to center. 1 more time, visiting the left side, and this time hanging out. 3 breaths here. 2 more breaths. And a nice extending, lengthening stretch to the right side of the neck. Last breath. And then as you exhale, tucking your chin towards your chest, same thing other side. Reach that left arm out, let the right arm just rest on the leg. And then inhale, roll the head now to the right side. And exhale back to center. 2 more times, inhale. And back to center. 1 more time, inhale. And then hanging out here, 3 breaths. And then exhale, chin back toward the chest. Inhale, lifting your head back upright, walking your hands out. As you reach the chest out and you come into that dog tilt so that you can make your way into a forward fold. Seated forward fold here. Breathing. And then using your hands to bring yourself back upright. So we're going to extend this right leg now out to the side. And we're going to come into another fold where we'll be really opening, lengthening through that inner right thigh. So sitting up nice and tall, keep the right foot fairly flexed and then start to fold forward. Again, coming into that dog tilt. You may just stay on your hands here. You want to keep a little micro bend in that right knee as best you can. If you can come down a little bit further, maybe you can come down to the elbows, the forearms. Breathing, one more breath. And then using your hands just to help you come back upright. Inhale, reach that left arm up and let that help you extend, get taller through the spine. And then as you exhale, make sure you have room behind you. You're going to bring that arm back behind you onto the ground so that you can come into a seated twist variation. So notice I brought my right hand across the body, just resting gently on this left leg. Every inhalation, I'm going to extend through the midline of the body. Every exhalation, twisting toward this left side. One more big extension, inhale. Exhale, even if it's just a thought, twisting a little more deeply. And then on the next in-breath, slowly unwinding out of your twist. Now we're going to have the left leg in front, coming back into a seated cross-legged positioning. Inhale, reach your arms out. And then we're going to cross this right arm over the left for Garandasana arms. Now, as I've noted before, if that's not available to you, then just cross the right arm in front of the left, squeeze the elbows close to one another, squeeze the tops of the hands close to one another as well. So that right arm is on top. We're going to do 3 pulses here, lifting the elbows up on the in-breath, lowering them down as you exhale. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, and lower. Feel just the upper back opening, expanding, and lower, creating space in the shoulders. One more time. Inhale, lifting up, and lower. 3 breath here. Eagle arms. Try to level the shoulders as much as you can. One more breath. And then unwinding. Same thing other side. So now that left arm is over the right or in front of in the variation that I showed before. 3 pulses. Inhale, lifting the elbows. Exhale, lower. Checking in, making sure that you're not slumping. You're still maintaining that alignment. Lifting up. Exhale and lower. One more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. And then 3 breath here. And release. Forward fold in this crossing the legs. So just walking the hands out maybe. Staying on the hands. You might come down to the elbows, forearms, and just see what is available for you. A lot of times if you can put your elbows down on the ground, then you can sort of rest gently onto thumbs. The next in-breath, slowly pressing yourself back upright. Extend that left leg out to the side now. We'll do that inner thigh fold on this side. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale into your fold. Same thing, either stay on the hands or come down to the elbows, to the forearms. See what's available to you. And then slowly use your hands to walk yourself back upright. Inhale, extend that right arm, lifting up. Exhale, I'm kind of running out of space behind me. But then put that right hand back behind you, twisting toward this right side. And keep a slight flexion in that left foot the whole time. Take one more breath. And slowly coming back to center. Take your time coming back onto the hands and knees. And so slide your left knee a little bit closer in toward the midline of your body so that you can extend that right leg out behind you. Inhale, exhale, hug the knee in toward the head toward the knee. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, drawing the knee in. Inhale, reach out. One more time, exhale, drawing the knee in. Inhale, reach out. Keep the leg extended here, bend that knee, and then start stacking the hips, sending that right foot over towards the left side of the body, lifting up onto the fingertips of the right hand, turning your head and your torso to look toward your right side. And then maybe you can lift that arm. You can't see my hand, but my palm is facing the right side of my mat, as should yours be. Take one more breath, and then slowly start to lower the hand, lower the knee, and we'll do the same thing other side. But before that, just curl your toes under, send the hips up, downward facing dog. First, down dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep hugging the navel in. Lift and lower. Lower your knees. I'm going to turn so that I'm facing you. And we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time, we're going to take that right knee a little closer into the midline of the body so that we can extend the left leg and still balance. Inhale. Exhale, hug the navel in as you bring your head toward your knee towards your head. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. And then inhale, reach out. One more like this. Exhale, hugging in. Inhale, reach out. Bend that left knee. Start stacking that left hip on top of the right, coming up onto the fingertips of the left hand. Maybe lifting that arm if that's available to you. You might have to keep it on the ground. Slowly lower the hand. If it was lifted, lower the knee. Tuck your toes. Send your hips up. Downward facing dog again. Breathing here. Let the head hang. You should be able to nod your head yes and shake your head gently no. And start to walk the feet up toward the hands, toward the top of your mat here. Inhale up partway, flat back. Exhale into your fold. Two more times like that. Inhale, partway, flat back. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, partway, flat back. Exhale, and fold. Hang out here while I reposition the camera for our standing sequence. Bear with me. You can bend your knees if there's any tenderness in the lower back in this forward fold. Wherever you are, just bend your knees if they're not already, because we're going to roll our way up to standing all the way up. All right. So feet are hip width apart at first. Hands are at the heart. And we're going to come into our half salute. So I'm actually going to turn to the side to show you guys. So inhale, reaching the arms out and up, looking up as the palms touch. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale up, partway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slight bend through the knees. Reach the arms out wide, coming up, looking up. Exhale, hands come to rest at the chest. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, folding. Inhale up partway flat back, either fingertips or fronts of the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping out, rising up. Exhale, hands come to rest. Full salute now. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up partway, flatten the back here. Exhale into your fold, and then step, or you could hop into plank. Big breath in as the breath flows out, lowering the knees, going all the way down to the belly. Inhale, cobra, elbows hug close in toward the body, but they're bent, and then exhale, lower. Inhale, hands and knees, curl the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here, remember you can always modify down dog and remain on the hands and knees. If you have wrist issues, shoulder issues, then you can walk or step or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Coming up partway, flat back, inhale. Exhale into that fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide, coming up. Exhale, hands come to rest at the chest. So we're going to do a little bit with lunging. We're going to keep this flow going. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up partway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat, step the left foot back. Left knee to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And hanging out here. 2 more breaths. Relaxing the shoulders. 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, you see if you can bring that left elbow toward the outer edge of the right knee, right thigh. Stay here low or lift that back knee away from the mat. 2 more breaths, wherever you are. And then slowly bringing your hands back down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Vinyasa, shift forward on the toes, lower the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, pressing back through the hands. Breathing deeply as we prepare to do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, stepping that left foot forward, take as many steps as you need to do that. Lower that right knee to the ground. Take your time reaching the arms up as you sink into your low lunge. Jnanasana, big breath in. Exhale, right elbow toward the outer edge of the left thigh, left knee as we twist towards this left side. And we can either stay where we are or we can lift that back knee. See what's available to you. 1 more breath. And then hands come back to the mat, shifting forward as we step that right foot in. Coming up part way, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweeping out and up. Exhale, hands come to rest at the chest. And so just checking in with yourself after we've done just a little bit of our sun salutes. We're going to come into balance practice. We're going to do proud dancer. So we will be standing on one leg. If you need a chair or maybe to hold onto the wall, then go ahead and do what you need to there. I'm going to turn sort of to the side a bit so hopefully you can see what I'm up to a little more easily. We're going to shift our weight onto this left leg, this left foot, and then you can kind of test the waters and see if you can lift that right leg up and down without being wobbly. Now this is one where if you can't grab hold of your foot, okay, with your hand, because that's not accessible to all of us, this is where you could use your strap to loop that strap, lasso it around the foot, and then you could hold on to the other half of the strap in order to bring that heel up closer toward the glute. So inhale, and if you do have the ability to lift that left arm up, if you're not going to use it to hold on to the wall or whatever, then lift that left arm up and just work toward slightly pressing the hips forward into cat tilt, just a very subtle cat tilt, enough so that you feel that lengthening stretch moving all the way up and down your right quadricep on top of the thigh. Now, for many of us, we're going to stay right here and remain upright. But if you can find your balance, you just slightly tip yourself forward, but don't let the chest drop. Keep your chest lifted. And then push the foot into the hand in an effort to lift the knee and intensify the expression of this pose. Proud dancer. Take one more breath wherever you are. Trying to level the hips out as best we can. And then we just, with as much control as we can muster, come back upright. We lower that left arm and we lower the right leg. Same thing other side. So take your time. Transitioning. One side is going to be a little more balanced, a little more flexible. So you might be able to reach your foot on one side, but not the other. And so have that strap. And don't be afraid to use it if you need it. So first we just work on this pose while we're standing upright. And remember, you can hold onto the wall with a right hand or a chair. But if you can do it hands-free, work on reaching the right arm up. And then keeping that micro bend in the right knee, keep the chest lifted, but just slightly tip forward. And then the last step, we flex the left foot and we push that foot into the left hand, kind of like we would do, or very much like we do for bow pose. In your asana. One more breath wherever you are, trying to level your hips. And then slowly making your way back upright. Lowering the leg and lowering the arm. It wasn't as graceful on that side. That's my non-dominant side, which we all have. So hands at the heart. Feet are as close to a closed mountain as they can be. Of course, if you need a little extra space, make that adjustment. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up partway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat, stepping back into plank. Shifting forward under the toes, either lower the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, child's pose. So we're not doing a lot of vinyasa. In the evening, it's not really the best time to do a bunch of vinyasa. So staying in child's pose, the knees are either hip width or wide. I'm going to move the camera again. One more breath, child's pose. And then slowly coming back up to the hands and the knees. We're going to do another core strengthening pulse here. Because really that's the best thing that we can do to help prevent or help ease lower back pain. Okay, so for this one, we're going to take that left knee a little closer into the midline. Just like before, extend that right leg back as you inhale. As you exhale, take the right knee toward the right elbow. Inhale, reach straight back. Exhale, bring the knee in toward the head, head toward the knee. Inhale, reach that leg straight back. Exhale, knee toward the left elbow. Inhale, reach back. Again, exhale, right elbow. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to the head. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale, reach back. Bend that right knee. And either stay there or see if you can grab hold of the right foot with the left hand. And just like we did in our proud dancer, pushing the foot into the hand. Really going after the quads. And release. Press back, child's pose, resting for 3 full breaths here. You can rock side to side. Whatever you need to do to prepare for the other side. And then hands and knees. We're going to bring that right knee a little closer in toward the midline this time so we can extend the left leg out behind. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee toward the head toward the knee. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee toward the right elbow, crossing that midline. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to the forehead. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, cross the midline, knee to the right elbow. Inhale, reach back. Bend the knee. Either stay here or see if you can grab hold of that foot, this time with the right hand, and then pushing the foot into the hand. You're going to get that deeper quadricep opening when you push. Take one more breath. And release. And then kind of crawl your way toward the top of the mat. Have a seat, Dandasana. So sitting up nice and tall, staff pose. Now we're going to get ready to lower onto our back. So recline position. So reach the arms out and do just that. Lowering down, hugging the knees into the chest here, rocking side to side. Breathing deeply. I'm going to get a little deeper into the hips. So cross the right outer ankle over the top of the left thigh here. And then reach the right arm through the legs, clasp behind your left thigh, or if you're a little more flexible, in front of the left shin. And pull the left knee in, closer and closer toward your chest. One more breath. And release. Same thing, other side. Outer ankle over the top of that left thigh. Left arm through. Clasp behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Hug that right knee in. Breathing deeply. And release. The feet on the ground, both feet on the ground for bridge pose. And so again, going after the quads, has been our focus for tonight's session. So heels as close in toward the glutes as you can bring them, but you still want to keep your feet hip width apart. As soon as you start to lift your hips upright, think about bringing the hips into a cat tilt. A lot of times we'll just press our bellies up into the sky, but instead think about pressing the pubic bone up into the sky as you press down through the feet. Keep squeezing the inner edges of the feet in toward one another to keep the knees from splaying out as the hips lift up, and keep your head to center. So much to remember. Keep your head to center though so you don't hurt your neck. Inhale, press down to the feet, lift up through the hips. Really cat tilting here. Make sure that you have length through your neck. Shoulders are rolled open and broad. One more breath here, more bridge. And slowly start to lower the hips back down. Do that one more time. Inhale, pressing the hips up. So here's where, for you guys that are doing back bends, you know, your Urdhva Dhanurasana, your bow, or wheel pose rather, upside down bow, then you can bring the hands under the shoulders, work your way into that expression. One more breath. And then slowly lower the hips back down. We're going to hug the knees into the chest again and do a little recline twist before Shavasana. So arms extend out by your sides. Exhale, knees to your right side. And maybe your head is centered and you're looking up to the ceiling, or maybe you have your head turned to the left. Head back to center. Bring the knees back to center. Inhale. Exhale, take the knees to your left side. And then here you can either have your head to center, or like me, you can have your head turned to the right side. Back to center. And then allow the feet to come back down. So take your time coming into Shavasana, just a comfortable resting position. You might have your knees bent to protect the lower back. You could put a pillow under your knees if you wanted to extend the legs, if it's not comfortable, to do so without some support. Make sure you have whatever support you need here. We're just going to take our time grounding through the back body. So bringing your awareness to all the points of contact between the physical body and the ground. And then inviting a release through each of those points of contact, through the back of the head, through the back of the skull. Really resting the head. Through the backs of the shoulders, through the parts of the arms touching the ground, the tops of the hands. So that your arm bones are resting heavy. Shoulders are relaxed. And we just stay with the breath, letting it flow freely. Letting it become a little more quiet, a little deeper. And the back of the sacrum grounding into the earth. The hips are nice and steady, level, relaxed. Feel the backs of the legs, especially the backs of the calves, backs of the heels, so that the leg bones rest heavy. And we bring that same sense of groundedness that we're working on through the body to the mind. So we invite the mind to get grounded, to slow down, and to become more intentional, more mindful, more present. And again, staying with your breath, making sure that with each breath you take, the navel moves slightly. So as you breathe in, the navel moves slightly outward. And as you breathe out, the navel moves back in slightly as well. a few more breaths here as you kind of start sitting with the intention of, eventually making your way out of this resting position. So just whenever you're ready, invite small movements into the body, stretches, whatever you need. And the very last thing you'll do before coming back to a sitting position will be to roll onto your right side. Hang out for a breath or two on this side, just so we don't make ourselves, dizzy when we come back up. And then, when you're ready from there, come back up. Take a moment to get into alignment, to find that posture. And then just checking in with yourself one last time, noticing how you feel now compared with how you felt when we started. Maybe bring that intention that you set back to mind one last time as the hands come together at the heart center. So thank you guys for joining me. We will be back in rotation now every Monday at 6:30 on the Sneva Lomason Library page. So again, thanks for coming back, and namaste. And Happy New Year. Hopefully we can practice together again soon.